rebuilding. A catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40 who focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 106 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast, Carpe Diem. We hear this all the time, guys. Latin for seize the day. I was reading the Daily Stoic today, and that's what today's thing was, right, Luke? Luke's reading the Daily Stoic now, so how apropos. And you hear people spouting it all the time. At Hostile, we actually use the term crush a Diem, crush today. I've actually .com that, so stay away from that. But a lot of people throw that out there. You know, it's a cool thing to say. You see it as a lot of memes on Facebooks and stuff like that. But I'm just wondering, you know, if most people know the intrinsic meaning and value of that phrase. Like if they stop to really think about it, or is it just some really cool shit to say, hey, I know a little Latin, right? I always wonder about that. You know, if you listen to my podcast, you know I've got this love-hate relationship with Facebook memes and stuff where, you know, that's what people like to do to fire up their motivation, but unfortunately that's as far as it goes. Seeing a cool meme, sharing it, and then going back to their misery and not working on the things that need to be worked on and then complaining about it. Drives me crazy. It really, really does. But let's just think about, you know, the seize the day thing. And what's really cool is at the end of the day, you know, in the Daily Stoic, and the Stoic, what's really cool about that style of philosophy, it's really about being in control of your own emotions. And looking at things for how they are, not as how we perceive them through our emotions or our past experiences, but really trying to understand that it's up to us how we're going to just deal with what happens in life. It's up to us whether we're happy or sad. We talked about that earlier, a few episodes ago, about how to have a good day. You know, things are going to happen to us that sometimes make us mad. We need to sort of break that down and figure out why it's making us mad and what can we do about it. And if there's something we can do about it, then we have to do those things about it. But then if there's things we can't do about it, we have to learn to let go. And that's what Stoicism, you know, for me is representing and becoming, is that just mastering my emotions better and then understanding that, you know, what I can fix, what I can control, do it, get on top of it. But the things I can't, have to let it go. And to try to simplify things. That's what I really like about it. Even the book, The Daily Stoic, and we talk about by Ryan Holiday, it's just every day there's a topic. And it's usually a writing from one of the philosophers, you know, the leaders from, you know, the ancient Greek times, the philosophers at the time. And then there's sort of like a layman's breakdown as to what, you know, they think it means or their interpretation of it. And it's really good. I really like it. It's a good way. It's part of my morning journal. I know Lucas said he started doing it, and a few other people that have got turned on to it, listening to us is cool. And at the end of the day, that's how I got turned on. I saw someone post an actual page. I read it, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty sharp. And then I went and bought the book, and you know, I just like it. It's like a little mini resource manual to put things in perspective. So today they were talking about Carpe Diem, seizing the day. And for me, you know, they talk about making the most out of that 24 hours. You know, the current day we only have this day. There's going to be no other day like it. It's a limited resource because once it's gone, it's gone. And it's about making the most out of it. And it doesn't mean about, you know, you have to work every day. It's not about working every day. It's not about putting in 20-hour days. Some days you need to. If you're on holidays, it's about making the most of that holiday day. If you're having a day off and you're with your family, it's about making the most of that day. It's about making the most of the day. But it's also about having purpose and a vision to work towards something. For me, anyway, that's what I get out of it overall. You know, there's a really cool line, and they say is that the thing we really don't want to have happen is when someone asks us what we did yesterday, we don't want the answer to be nothing. Because that's a pretty, I don't know, shitty summary of a day. You know, nothing. And as we get older, over 40, over 50 in my case, just turned 50, there's less days. We're halfway. Days mean more. Days go by faster. When we were 12, fucking days lasted forever. Couldn't wait to be older. When we were 15, can't wait to be 20 so I can do this and do that. When I was 20, can't wait to be 30. Do you know what I mean? And then 40 came and we're like, I can't wait. I wish I wasn't 40. I love my 40s. Big changes happened for me in my 40s. I did a lot of soul searching and regrouping and, got sober and did a whole bunch of cool things. I really enjoyed my 40s. I was a little sad to see the 40s go because I liked the state I was in. But now 50 is the new 40. Right? All the cool kids are 50, right? We're always, looking at our own situation. But at the end of the day, did I feel magically different? We talked about that in an episode around my birthday. Do I feel magically different 49 to 50? No. I didn't have a big 50th celebration because you know what? I think I had a great 49th year. And I want to make the year the celebration, not the one day. So it falls into what we're talking about, like Carpe Diem. For me, when I look at it about seizing the day, it's about filling the day with things that matter the most to me, right? From letting my wife and kids know that I love them, and not just saying that, but working hard to show them in my actions and what I do. It could be simple gestures, cleaning up after myself so I don't leave it for other people. I know that's a big sticking point for me, and that I have to work on. It's one of my weak areas, so I consciously want to start doing that more to show them that it matters to me how they feel about that. Of course, we say we love each other and we give kisses and hugs. That's super important too. But it's also in our actions and what we do, right? To working on the business, to working on my brand, to dealing with my staff, to dealing with people I work with, even treating Luke nice. I find it makes me feel good. At the end of the day, making the most of it. Because there was days, just like today, where I did nothing. Slept in, got up, watched TV, farted around, went into the business, did a few things, tried to put out some fires, right? Same day, but a totally different way of handling myself now than back then when I would do things like that. Part of it is because even back then, years ago when I had stores and a lot of things going on, I had a lot of great things happening, but I didn't have a clear focus and a clear vision. And ultimately, I believe that's what was my downfall, when everything imploded. My goal and my vision wasn't strong enough. And it wasn't something that when I got up every day that I drove and strove towards. Now, I work hard to have a clearer vision and a purpose. So when I get up every day, it's what do I need to do to move closer to that? What do I need to solve? What do I need to get ahead of? What do I need to create to keep moving towards that? And it's a world of difference. I don't want to have that day when I turn around and someone asks me what I did yesterday. I don't want the answer to be nothing. I feel sometimes that when people ask me that, I feel like I don't want to tell them some of the cool stuff I did or it's happening because I also don't want to feel like I brag. And that's one of the things that I think is an area that I've had to work on is that sometimes I'm a little too modest about things. There's a term out there we call it's not bragging if it's true, if it's the truth, right? At the end of the day, I strive to have great things happen throughout the day, having a positive day, a successful day. And I benchmark what my successes are. The minimum successes are getting up early, doing my morning rituals, having some conversations, right? That's the minimum. And then at the top end of it, it's, having someone happy at the gym or going to my son's ball game yesterday, being able to do that kind of stuff or go to my daughter's hockey and try to do more of those things, right? Be of service to them more. And be able to be in that situation where I can do that, make it in such a way that, when I'm at the gym in the evening, it's like a celebration and you're welcoming people into your home and you're excited and they're happy and everything like that. And to do that and call it a business, it's pretty damn exciting. And we're coming into that more and more. That's what it's feeling like more and more overall. But at the same token, make sure we do the things that have to get done to make that operate that way. Crossing the I's and dotting the I's and crossing the T's, right? Doing those things, making those things happen is just as important. And it's part of your success. Seizing the day is, part of that is your exercise, eating better. I feel bad because I have people that turn around and tell me, oh, I want to eat better, but at work they keep bringing in all this stuff. And I'm like, well, then bring your own food. And why you should be bringing in your own lunch. Oh, well. I'm like, well, it's not going to happen by magic. Someone's not going to sit there and just give it to you. What they are going to do is push that tray of donuts in front of you or that bowl of sweets, right? And, you have to decide what kind of day you're going to have. So if you don't want to be susceptible to that, make sure you cook some chicken, bring some broccoli, have a salad, bring it with you. So while they're eating that, you know that they're going to come around 12 o'clock with that. Have your meal at 11:30. You know what happens when you're not hungry? None of that stuff even matters. It's when you're hungry that you're susceptible to it, right? Carpe Diem for me is about seizing the day, but making the day the best day possible. Structuring your day, right? I don't believe in making every minute accountable. I think that's over. I see some people that do that. I think that's a little too much. I would find that too much pressure for myself. I need a little bit of breathing room, artistic room, and jump in the pool room. I need that. But then at the same token, I need some structure so that I know at certain times I have to do certain things so that I've got something to just guide my day. But by having that structure and having those positive things in place and doing those fundamentals, it allows me to seize the day more often than not. Not every day is going to be perfect, guys. That's a pipe dream as well. But we can make it the reality to be more often than not, right? So to me, when I say I hear the term seize the day, it opens up a whole bunch of things in my mind. I see a lot of things. I see the rituals in the morning and the exercise and planning things out, right? Structuring things to be good. We just ran a big powerlifting meet in April, 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, 110 people, phenomenal. Well, that's a great day, and it was crazy, and it was awesome. But not every day is going to be to that level. But you have to have good days. You have to seize the other days to create the foundation to do those things, right? You can have a great day sitting there and reading because you did all the things you need to do to get you to a point where you're able to sit down and read. Right? Or if part of your day is to make sure that you can be home every night for dinner and that's important to you and your family and stuff like that and that kind of thing. Well, that's part of your seizing the day, making sure that happens. So at the end of the day, to me, Carpe Diem, seize the day, crush a DM at Hostile is very, very powerful. And it's a great thing to look up to and to model towards. But I think we have to look into it deeper overall. Because not every seize the day is going to be about a eureka moment and crossing the finish line moment. Right? Those happen throughout, hopefully, because you're striving towards things, but they're not going to be every day. And I think that's where some people feel like, well, if I'm not curing cancer every day, am I really seizing the day? No, that's impossible. No one can do that. But if I'm taking the most of every day to move me towards my goals and my vision and my happiness and other people's happiness around me and helping the world be a better place through what I do, now you're seizing the day. Guys, head on down to the bottom of this episode. Leave us a 5-star review. That would be great. 5-star rating and a review helps us out tremendously. Head on over to Hostile Gear and use the code Silverback to save 20%. And don't forget, guys, you got to work hard, motherfuckers. I'll talk to you later.